And what is up, everyone? It is Cam back with another video. I know everyone that's still subscribed to this channel is going to be a little bit confused about what's going on. Yeah, this is real. This is a video I'm making about 4 years after my last video on the channel. I, of course, you all know I used to make videos 4 years ago, but times have been different now, but with that being, I hope you're all doing well, by the way. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope, everyone's having a good life, doing well. And, one thing that never changes is my passion for the World Cup, of course. I think that's one of the last videos I made in middle 2018, was a World Cup summary video. And of course, if you guys don't know, the World Cup in 2022 is in November. Yes, it is in Qatar. And due to the weather being so hot during the summer, we got moved to the winter. So 4.5 year wait. And the World Cup is going to be starting in about 10 days, 11 days. Very exciting. I've been waiting 4.5 years for this. Very excited, and I'm like, I can give my predictions in a video, might as well make a video and do it about something I like, something not related to video games or anything, but just something fun about FIFA. And for me, I think that the best way we're gonna do this is we have the FIFA 23, the video game makes a good predictor website. It has a good predictor website. You can go select the winners of every group and go quarterfinal, around a 16 quarterfinals, semis, finals. And I think that's the best way to do it. I'll talk about each group, think about who I think will win each group and runner-ups, and of course who will win the whole thing. And I think that, I'll just stay here. We'll go group by group. We'll think about the teams, and then I'll go back to the other site and we can update everything. So thanks everyone for joining me. Let's have a good time. Let's talk about some soccer, some football. I'm super excited. I hope you all are watching the World Cup as well. Of course, Group B, we'll get to a very interesting group for many reasons, but should be fun. Should be a fun World Cup. I look forward to it during Thanksgiving weekend, or no, Thanksgiving week actually. That's awesome. As a student, we get a lot of time off during that week, so I'm very happy that I can watch a lot of the games. Although the games are 2, 5, 8, and 11 a.m., so it'll be a little bit difficult. But of course, when you're on break, you can make time to watch some games. Alrighty, guys, let's get into it. So we have in Group A, we have Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and the Netherlands. So in my personal opinion, it's an interesting group. Of course, Senegal has lost Sadio Mane as of this morning. They predict that he's out for at least 2 games. Maybe he'll come back for a third game. Maybe he'll come back earlier. It'll be difficult though. Senegal was thought to finish either first or second quite easily. I don't think that's the case anymore. Of course, Qatar beating Albania today 1-0. Good showing for them. They are the hosts. They've done very well in the past 5 games. They've started to win a lot more. They of course won the FIFA Asian or the AFC Asian Cup, beating Japan in the finals, which was a great win for them. So they are a legitimate team. I think that we should not overlook them. Of course, in this team, Netherlands, the European team, and I would be surprised if they don't finish first. I think Ecuador, Senegal, Qatar, all solid challengers, but nothing difficult enough, I think, to beat the Netherlands. So I'm going to go Netherlands in first place. Second place, Senegal was quite easy. I think Ecuador is not a bad South American team. Let's take a look at some of their results. They tied Japan. They tied Saudi Arabia. They beat Cape Verde. They tie Mexico. They beat Nigeria. They tie Argentina. They lost to Paraguay. Like they're tying Brazil, right? It's not a bad team. In all honesty, I could see them finishing second. I still think Senegal is I think they're the best team in Africa. Of course, Sadio Mane being out changes a lot, but given the group being not as difficult as it could have been, I will go Senegal. Now let's go to Group B. Of course, the most well talked about group. I think if you turn on the news, everybody's been talking about this group. It is England, Iran, USA, and Wales. Surprisingly enough, the best team in this group as of right now is probably Iran. United States, England, and Wales have lost a lot of their past few games. England, in particular, has deeply struggled to beat any of their Nations League opponents. They can't even score against them. I think with Iran hiring back Queiroz, that changes the whole dynamic of this team. They went from a team that probably would have finished in fourth place, but hiring Queiroz, hiring a defensive legend like him, I see Iran now finishing in a very, very surprising group. I see them finishing in first place. I think that not because they're amazingly better than everybody else either. I just think that the other groups right now the other teams in this group are so weak. They're so far off their best. U.S. played horribly against Saudi Arabia. That was not a great draw. Wales is not a bad team actually. If you take a look at Wales' history, they're playing in the Nations League. They're playing some solid matches. Obviously, they're losing to teams like Poland, Netherlands, Belgium. Like these are quality teams they're losing to, but they also tie Belgium. They're not a bad team, but I just think England finishes in second. I think that honestly, USA might be last. They're just struggling right now, but we'll see what happens there. So Group C, now the groups start to get a little bit easier. I think Argentina clean sweep, without a doubt. They have the roster. Mexico is a little bit off its game right now. They did beat Iraq 4-0 today, which was a great win. But they lost to Colombia. They lost to Paraguay. They lost to Uruguay 3-0. They've lost in the qualifiers. They did not look great, in my personal opinion. This is not the best Mexico team, so a lot of people have them second. I'm going to go Poland second. I think that they're probably the best team, the second best team in that group. Now let's go to Group D. So the previous World Cup champions, France, are in first place. Are not in first place, actually, because I do believe the World Cup champions curse is still alive in some ways. I don't know. Maybe they won't get eliminated in the group stage, but they did get presented with a very favorable group, including Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia. All I will say is Denmark is a team that you should not look down upon at all. You should not skip them over. They have a lot of talent, and actually so much to where I think they finished in first place. They did beat France in a game earlier this year. I believe it was Nations League. I may be mistaken. Maybe it was qualifying, but let me take a look. No, it wasn't Nations League. They beat them 2-0. Oh, they beat them twice. Okay, then they got a chance. They have a chance to finish in first. I think France finishes in second. Australia, not a bad team. Tunisia, not a bad team, but they're just not up to the quality of Denmark and France. Of course, it should be noted France has lost N'Golo Kante and Paul Pogba and Varane in the backfield, or I don't know what they call it in soccer or football. I don't know. As they're one of their best center backs. Rafael Varane is out. Um, I think it'll be a tough group for them. I think that they're a very talented team offensively. They have Benzema, they have Mbappe, Griezmann. Who else can we go on? They have Coman, Kingsley Coman. I mean, they have a lot of talented guys, right? But if the midfield is struggling, I think that that'll be a big problem for them, and one that may not allow them to get first place. So let's go to Group E. This one is exactly like the Group B from 2018, just like when the Iranians had Spain, Portugal, and Morocco, Japan, which is thought of to be the potentially the best or second best team in Asia. Of course, when you look at the rankings, Iran is still number one. They've been number one for about the past, I want to say 7, 8 years or so at this point. They've absolutely dominated the rankings in Asia. But Japan's up there. Japan's been playing some great football recently. They dominated the United States. And for that, I mean, I think they will beat Costa Rica for sure. I think that they're a great team. I think they can get a few points off of Germany as well. Spain looks to be playing extremely, extremely well right now. Spain has only lost to Switzerland. They have dominated this year, beating teams like Albania, Iceland, tying Portugal, and then beating Portugal in September. They're playing very well. I'm going to go in this group. I think Spain finishes first. Not too surprising. I'm going to go with an upset here, though. I'm going to go Japan in second place. Germany would not make the round of 16 for the second straight World Cup. That's a huge surprise, but I would not be shocked if it happens. Uh, I see this German team as beatable right now. Not that they're bad, I just see them as beatable, and I think Japan's playing at a very high level. So let's go to Group F rather. In Group F, we have Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. Of course, Canada. First thing that jumps out to me is the momentum they've lost along the way. They did so well in Concacaf. A lot of the world was behind them. Even Americans were behind them. They were a fun team to watch. They were beating Mexico. They were up and coming team. It was awesome. Then of course came the June friendly window, and if you haven't been paying attention, Canada unfortunately, with not at their own fault. The federation in particular, we have to put a lot of blame on them. They organized games with Iran and Panama that were canceled. The Panama game, of course, they canceled the day of due to the players protesting. The Iran game was canceled about a week before the game due to political circumstances. And overall, those two cancellations, they cost Iran and Panama. Of course, Panama did not make the World Cup, but still, they cost them they cost them that friendly window. And I think that a lot of people did not appreciate that out of Canada. Canada lost a lot of support that they used to have, in my opinion. Um, so I don't think they had a lot of momentum that they had lost along the way. And unfortunately, it all came off the soccer field, which that has to hurt a little bit. But let's get back into the football. So Belgium, Canada, Morocco, Croatia. Of course, Croatia finishing in second place in 2018. Not in their group, in the whole World Cup. Yeah, they were the finalists in 2018. They're of course still a great team. I think they've gotten a little bit older, but when you take a look at their match history, they've been playing very well. They've beating teams like France, beating teams like Denmark, beating teams like Austria. They're still legitimate, very legitimate, and that's why I think that Belgium's still the best, but Croatia finishes in second. I will say this Moroccan team, they really, really challenged Spain, Portugal, and Iran in 2018. A lot of people were looking down upon them. I would not make that mistake again. I would absolutely not make that mistake. Even though they only got 1 point in 2018, they played excellent football. So just watch out for them. This might be their revenge year. I don't know. Maybe they get second, but I personally don't see it right now. So of course in Group G we have Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. So I think when we take a look at the group, yeah, without a doubt, Brazil finishes first. They're just too talented. Very similar group to 2018, of course, when it went Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Costa Rica. Now we're just replacing Costa Rica with Cameroon. I don't really see too much of a difference. Of course, the Serbia and Switzerland game in 2018 was very close. Switzerland won in the 90th minute goal with, I believe it was Jordan Shaqiri who scored the 90th minute goal, and he did his famous celebration. But I do see the Serbians getting revenge. I do see the Serbians. I think the Serbians are ready for this game. I don't think they've forgotten about that game 4.5 years ago. That's still well ingrained in their mind. I will go Serbia over Switzerland. Group H, South Korea. So, of course, as a lot of you know, Son unfortunately has gotten injured. Um, it is very sad to see Son get injured as an Asian soccer fan, as a football fan, and it hurts to get injured right before the World Cup. But good news is that he says he will play. All signs are pointing to the fact that he will play. So will he play all three games? Will he start all 90 minutes? I don't think he can personally, but that's just me. I'm not the doctor, so I can't predict that. But with that being said, I think I will take that a little bit into account that he's not 100%. Uh, in this group, I think Portugal. We do see a Portugal Uruguay rematch at the round of 16 in 2018. Of course, Portugal losing that game 2-1 to Uruguay. Um, but I see Portugal winning. I see Portugal getting their revenge. I think Ghana, they've had some dual citizens come join the team, but I don't see that to be enough to beat, you know, Uruguay or Korea. I just don't see that. I think Korea will win that match. So um, I just don't see Ghana getting through. Uruguay or Korea, I will go with the upset. I think Korea's been playing some great soccer recently. I think they can pull it off. I do think. I think one reason is you look at the Iran Uruguay game that recently happened. Iran actually defeated Uruguay 1-0. Best ever win for Iran, by the way, rankings wise. And Iran's a good team. Iran's a great team actually right now. Korea's a great team. I think they can pull off the upset. So I'll give it to Korea Republic. I'll give them second place. Now let's go to the round of 16. We got 8 matches. Netherlands, England. I think England's been off its game recently. I will go Netherlands. Argentina, France. I think Argentina. I think France. This is where your World Cup curse comes in, the Champions curse. I think they lose to Argentina. Iran, Senegal. If they so they played. Funny thing, they played in a friendly match. It was 1-1 in October, I believe. Very close game. Iran had some chances. Senegal had some good chances. Iran gave up an own goal, but Senegal played very well. I think Iran wins this match without Sadio Mane. I think they can do it. I think Mane, if he plays, it might change. I surely will change the dynamic, but I go Iran. In their first ever round of 16 match, I go with an upset over Senegal. Denmark or Poland, I go with the Danish to win that one. It'll be a close game, but I think Denmark, has beat France a few times. I think they'll be confident after winning the group. I do see them coming through. Spain or Croatia. Oh, we get a rematch of the Euros. That'll be fun. And I just think the Spanish are too good for the Croatians right now. Brazil versus Korea. Oh, that's a shame. I like Korea, but I think this is where it ends. It'll be a close game though, I hope. Belgium, Japan, another rematch. That's awesome. Unfortunately, the same result, I think. I think Belgium still gets revenge. And Portugal, Serbia, I think the Portuguese get that win. I think Serbia is a great team, especially getting second in that group and beating Switzerland will be very motivational for them. But I see no real upsets. Yeah, I don't see any real upsets. I think that's how it goes. Netherlands, Argentina. I think the Argentinians are too good right now. I think. I am giving Argentina. I haven't talked too much about them, so I guess I should. Obviously, Messi's coming back. They have a great roster. I mean, look. Even off the page, it's just green. Like they don't lose any match. They don't tie any matches. I will say their friendly opponents have not been the best. We've known that. It's Estonia, Honduras, Jamaica, and the UAE. Those are not great matchups. But, of course, in the qualification, they've been playing well, beating Chile, beating Colombia, beating Venezuela, tying Brazil, beating Uruguay, beating Italy in the Finalissima. They look like a great team. I would be surprised if they lose to anybody, to be honest. Or will they? Spain and Brazil, of course, Brazil, too good. I will go to Brazil. Iran, Denmark in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Oh, what a fun quarterfinals of what a fun World Cup this will be if this game actually happens. Um, as much as I don't want to do it, I think the Danish have the Iranians number, unfortunately. And Belgium and Portugal, close game. I think Portugal's not a bad team, but Belgium just so talented right now. I want to make sure I think Belgium's path so far is just not too difficult. I mean, they lost to the Netherlands twice, but they beat Poland 6-1. They've beat Poland. They beat Belgium. I mean, they beat Wales. They can go either way, but they're playing at a high level, I believe. I think they did well in the Euros, or they did relatively well making the quarters and losing to Italy. Not a great loss to Italy. They probably should have gone further, actually, but I think Belgium can beat Portugal. So the Danish somehow make it to the semifinals of the World Cup. I guess that's just the way the draw works. Brazil, Argentina. Oh man, tough game. Unfortunately, I do actually like Argentina. I want to go Argentina. Oh, damn, it's very tough choice. I do. I think the Danish runs ends. But Brazil, Argentina, great game by the way. Honestly, toss up. I think it's Brazil's year, so I'm gonna go Brazil all the way. Of course, Argentina beating Denmark. I have Brazil winning it all. So talented. I mean, they can lose. Obviously, they might lose, but just being um, at the beginning of the season instead of the end of the season, and being um, where it's at. I think where the team's at, where the players are at, health wise, a lot of injuries. Oh, I should say Germany, for example, lost Timo Werner. I would just be surprised if Brazil doesn't win it all. Brazil's an absolutely great team. I think they've been underperforming too many years. Finally, they have to have one year where they win it all, of course. And I think that this is the one. Um, Argentina, though, I would not be surprised if Argentina comes through. But guys, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching again. Like I'm so happy to be posting. I hope it's a fun video. You know, it's just meant to be fun, meant to have a good time, talk about the World Cup. Maybe I'll make some more videos along the way talking about some of these games, if they're fun or not. In particular, Group B, I think that's the group I'm looking forward to. We'll see what happens there, but guys, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment if you like my predictions, don't like my predictions. Really, whatever opinions you have on the video, you know, I appreciate it. And of course, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully, it'll be less than 5 years. Hopefully, it'll be sooner, but we'll see, guys. All right, thank you so much. See ya.